Hi, welcome to Basingstoke. It used to be a nice place, but then in the 1960s, new town expansion would come to Basingstoke and, yeah. It would seem that some things never change, and even in the present day, councils are busy messing around with stuff and making them worse, and today we're looking at such a thing by way of the Brighton Hill Roundabout. This roundabout was built in the late 1960s along with several other roads in and around Basingstoke, and it replaced what was previously a simple fork junction. Initially, they continued the theme of simple, and the roundabout was nothing special, with 3 and a bit roads connecting to it, and it was just fine. But after a few years, land to the south of the roundabout was turned from fields into houses, leading to a predictable increase in traffic. No bother though, because at the time, building roads was all the rage, and build more roads they did, along with making the Brighton Hill roundabout larger. The roundabout was elongated to cater for more road connections and more traffic, and the end result was a fairly large roundabout with 6 connecting roads. Throughout the roundabout ran a network of subways and walkways designed for pedestrians and cyclists, a perfectly safe option as it keeps people and cars well away from one another. All in all, for the time, a pretty decent job, and no one really had much to complain about. Fast forward to the present day, and the roundabout has been working okay. Sure, during peak times it's a bit of an arse, but where in England isn't? To be fair, the roundabout sits on the A30, which in simple terms connects Junction 7 of the M3 motorway to Basingstoke Ring Road, so it's easy to see how traffic might be a challenge. Hampshire Council certainly thought it was a challenge, one that they jumped into solving in 2018 when the first consultations began on what they called the Brighton Hill Improvement Scheme. They said that the planned improvement will help ease congestion, enhance safety and increase opportunities to walk or cycle, and the best part is that it was only going to cost £20 million. As far as Hampshire Council are concerned, it's totally worth it because future development plans include adding 2,000 houses in the nearby area that will have direct access to the A30 and a further 3,500 houses on the west side of Basingstoke along with new businesses and retail parks. It's all sure to bring a whole new level of traffic to the area, but I'm delighted to say Hampshire Council are on the ball and putting in some sensible infrastructure in advance of this increase of traffic. Let's take a look at the innovative, well-thought-out plan for the Brighton Hill Roundabout. Don't forget, 20 million quid. What they've done is add a few more lanes, put traffic lights on the roundabout and make it worse for pedestrians and cyclists. Good. The addition of lanes in an effort to solve traffic issues has been well documented to not really work, and introducing traffic lights to a roundabout sort of goes against the point of a roundabout. If you're adding traffic lights, a roundabout is probably no longer a suitable junction design and a rethink should be considered. However, there is a far greater concern if you ask me, and it's pedestrians. I'm really struggling with this one. Let me recap. Before any changes were made, there was a subway system in place allowing pedestrians access to where they needed to go without going anywhere near a car or the roundabout. Perfect, nothing wrong with that. Although apparently there is. Initially, Hampshire Council said the subways would be retained and further pedestrian infrastructure added to enhance what was already there. But what they really did was get rid of all the subways that separate you from the roundabout and replace it with pathways that force you to cross the main carriageway that they've made wider with more lanes. Before, vehicles and people separated. After, vehicles and people sharing the same bit of tarmac. This is less safe, surely. I don't get this.
These buttons are a waste of time and money.
They're there just to give you, the pedestrian, the thought that you're controlling the crossing. You're not. It's all on motion sensors and timed with the traffic lights, so you can stand here and it'll change to green no matter what you do.
I have not pressed the button.
The council said it would create an enhanced and safer environment for pedestrians and cyclists, and in doing so appear to have delivered the opposite of that. Am I in the wrong here? Let me know if I am, but surely not having a pathway across the road as per what was there previously is the better option. If you don't need to interact with the road, it's very likely you won't get run over. That option is no longer available at the Brighton Hill Roundabout. Add in a sprinkling of cyclist or driver self-entitlement and it won't be long before there's an accident. Still, at least the council didn't f*** up the road signs and markings. Oh, they did. After the roundabout's opening, it was reported by several drivers and driving instructors that if you follow the new road signs, you are forced to cut across lanes on the roundabout when taking certain exits, which is stupid. And indeed, it would seem that Hampshire Council realised their mistake because they closed the roundabout 2 months after it was opened to apply additional and amended road markings. Still, at least the traffic lights they put in don't obscure your view of certain road signs. Oh, they do. So if you aren't local to the area, you won't know what lane you need to be in until it's too late. 20 million quid this? I don't know about you, but I'd rather we'd left it as it is and put that £20 million towards increasing the wages of nurses or something equally worthwhile. We're going to need them soon enough looking at this roundabout. But am I wrong? Well, it's very possible. What do you think? Do you live in Basingstoke? Sorry to hear that if you do, but what are your thoughts on this new roundabout layout? Is it working? Will it stop working once they build the thousands of houses? Who knows, but I don't think they've thought it through. Thanks for watching.